Oh, I'm fine too. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
amazing. You were just in time. Wonderful.
I'm on the spot.
Okay. You are
I'm
in
sorry.
Texas?
I'm in Nashville.
Ah,
I live in
in Nashville
Nashville.
now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And how is the
Sorry we
weather?
missed you. I'm sorry we missed you and had to cancel. I was real sick in Berlin. I almost didn't play the
Yeah.
show.
Uh, don't worry. Everything is fine. And now we are together. So hope
Yes, sir.
um, you are healthy again.
Yes, sir. All good.
Fine.
3 IVs later, we're good.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
All
Welcome,
right.
Randall King. Welcome to the interview with country.de. Um, we talked about we had to postpone our interview at the C2C in Berlin until today because you were sick and you had to protect yourself for the show. And we hope you are healthy again and everything is fine. And great respect for your performance in Berlin. It was a blast.
Thank you.
Despite your health problems, the fans were thrilled.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, the second IV kicked in. I got it about probably an hour before I had to play.
Mhm.
It started coming together, and they were like, you don't have to play the show. You look terrible. And I was like, sure I do.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I've played worse, I've played sicker. I was like, let's see how I feel about 30 minutes before I go on. We'll get going. And I sat there for a minute, and I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Got up, hammered it out. And as soon as I got off the stage, my adrenaline was still up. And when it came down crashing, buddy, it came down crashing, and I went right back to laying down. It was tough.
The show was amazing. It was with full power,
Thank you.
and you were totally sweat. Huh?
Oh yeah,
And
it was a blast.
yeah,
We had a good time.
yeah, it was a blast. And how are you doing after traveling in Europe and Australia?
So we got done when we got done with Berlin. I flew to London the next day, and I spent 4 days in London writing with primarily with Steve Robson.
Yeah,
great big old hit writer out of London there. And then me and my girl spent a couple days in London, and then a few days in Paris, and just sightseeing and being tourists. And then we flew home and had a couple shows this weekend. Good to be back in the States and not jet lagged.
wonderful, wonderful. And now you can relax for some days with some days off. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, got a little downtime to recoup.
Wendell, during your time in Germany, do you learn some German words? Do you speak a few words of German?
The basic ones, Danke, Dankeschön.
Good
The
one.
main one I learned. I don't know if you want me to say it on air. I learned a little cuss words. Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't. It's I got a little bit of French down, but German I haven't locked in on yet.
You
So
have
if
a
y'all speak
chance.
German to me, I'm not gonna get any of it.
The next chance will come in 2024
I want to do
or
some studying.
25.
I want to do some study. It's a beautiful language.
Thank you.
I want to know more. So I won't be studying up on it as much as I can.
It's a little bit hard. No.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely a challenge. Yeah, being from Texas, Spanish I can pick up on Spanish. I can't speak it fluently. I can kind of get a little bit and make some sentences and know enough to do a little bit of communication to get what I need done. But I'm not fluent in it by any means. But Spanish, it's kind of a second language, closest anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
So
going over there and hearing German. It's a whole new element.
wonderful, great. Let's talk about your new album, Into the Neon. Take a breath from the 80,000s, throw it into the Grand Canyon at night and drink tequila under the stars. This is what the press release for your new album, Into the Neon, is talking about. Do the European fans have to imagine Amarillo in Texas like this?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not Texas. So this, if you imagine for the Grand Canyon's out in Arizona and up in, I believe it reaches into Nevada. But it's primarily Arizona.
It's in America.
It's the biggest Grand Canyon in the world.
Yeah.
So if you ever seen any of the old movies, old Western movies and stuff, you see the big canyon, the big wide open sky, the big desert. It'd be like if you took an old 1800s saloon bar, like the actual old bar top. If you took that and just dropped it out in the middle of the desert with the stars as your neon, all the cactus around you, and you're just sitting there sipping on a smoky mezcal tequila. That's the imagery of the vibe of this record. It's got an edge to it. It's not as clean as I've been with Shot Glass and my self-titled record. It's got an edge to it. It's different. And that's what we were aiming for with this record. We wanted 18 songs that reflected a different kind of piece of me. We nailed it.
Fine. The album was created in collaboration with the top producer Jared Conrad. How was it collaboration? Who decides about hooks or tempo in the songs, or how does it work?
Well, that's different elements. The hooks and things like that. That's the songwriting, and the songwriting aspect of it. We had several different songs pitched at us. I wrote 6 out of the 18. And I chose those 6 and fought for them because between management, the label, my co-producer, and me, it's 4 different mentalities on what songs should be on the record. So we picked the best of the best, and we all came together and picked these 18 and put them together. And me and Jared came on the same page of the vibe we wanted, the sonics we wanted, and the direction we wanted to go. And then we worked together on it, and he engineered it. He's a phenomenal engineer. And being the engineer, I gave my input to him, told him where we were going, what I wanted out of it. And then he added his own elements to it as well. And he steered the ship in the studio. I just sat back and let him do the thing, and I chimed in where I needed to chime in because I let him lead in the studio because he knows what he's trying to go after with his mix. So when it comes to it, the sonics of this record, you can credit that to Jared, man. Jared's phenomenal. One of the best up and coming engineers and producers in Nashville, and we work well together, and we got a big future ahead. So
it's a great job. Yeah.
Thank you.
The album contains 18 songs. Couldn't you decide which songs went on the album, or why are there so many songs?
There's so many songs because these days, you got guys dropping 30-song records, 25, 28 songs on a record. It's becoming a norm. In my mind, that's too many songs for a record. It's too wide of an array to really brand what that record is, sonic wise, vibe wise. It's too many songs, and there's songs that just get overlooked that are great songs. So I didn't want to do that with my record and go too many. But with my album Shot Glass, I felt like I got gypped. And I felt like I gypped my fans because I was only allowed to put 10 songs on there, and ended up fighting for an 11th and got I'll Fly Away to close out Shot Glass. I waited 4 years between my self-titled record to Shot Glass because of COVID, which was upsetting on its own. So in a 4-year span, I dropped out a record that was 11 songs, and there was really only 6 brand new songs that hadn't been dropped out on that record. So I didn't really give my fans a lot of new material to work with, which I hated. And so with this record, I sat down with Warner, and they were like, "How many songs do you want?" I was like, "Oh, okay, that's different. Let's go. I get to pick, huh?" It was like 15, minimum 15. And they go, "That's a great number." And I was like, yes, we're on the same page. So they were like, they're like minimum 15. They're like, these days a record don't even feel like a record if it's less than 15. And I was like, agreed. So we went in and we chose the 15, and then we had extra time in the studio, and we had 3 songs in our back pocket just in case we had extra time. One was a song that Jared had picked out that he fought for, that he wanted on there. The other was one I wrote that I was fighting for, that I wanted on there. And then the other was one my management really wanted on there and had fought for. So we all came together on those 3. The song Jared wanted is a song called Good Feeling that my boy Will Jones wrote. My song was But It Ain't, that I wrote with Jared Mullins and Ben Stennis. And then the other song was a song called As Far As We Go, which my manager Scott Gunner had fought for. And I love that. It's actually, it's one of my top 3 on the whole record, and I'm so glad it made it. It almost didn't make it, and I'm glad it did. Drew Kennedy and Brett Strokey wrote that song, and it's butter, baby. It's good.
And every song of this 18 is a wonderful song.
Thank you very much.
Really nice. In 2020, you moved from Amarillo to Nashville.
So
do you have to live? No, it's not.
No, not technically.
Okay.
No. I was born and raised in Hereford and Amarillo. When I graduated high school out of Amarillo, I dipped down to Lubbock, Texas, and I lived in Lubbock for about 12 years. I went to Tech for a year and a half. Graduated from South Plains College in 2013 with a sound tech degree, so I could learn how to produce my own records. And then we started touring out of Lubbock. In March of 2021, I moved from Lubbock to Nashville. I currently live in Nashville. Me and my girl live out here.
Sorry for the mistake.
No, it's okay.
Do you have to live in Music City to be successful as a country musician?
Nope. Not at all. These days, as an artist, you can build completely independent if you want. You don't have to have a label. You don't have to have radio. You don't have to be in Nashville. Because of the way social media works, you can build a fan base. The concept is, how big do you want to go? What's the next level? Because the next level is worldwide. The next level is radio. The next level is ideally stadiums, right?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if you want those things, you do go through the music industry, which is labels and radio and all those things, which is why we're doing what we're doing, because my goal is stadiums. My goal is worldwide. I'll take the tongue to the world.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. The next level is a good idea as well. Beyoncé is suddenly making country songs. Is it possible that we can buy a country pop or funk album from Randall King?
Say that again.
Beyoncé is suddenly making country songs.
Okay.
Beyoncé. Is it possible that we can buy a country pop or funk album from Randall King in the future?
Country pop or funk?
Yeah. It's an amazing question. I know.
No. I think musically, I'm rooted into where I'm at. You're always going to hear
Yeah.
the sonics of Randall King being country music, still guitar, a little fiddle. I don't plan on ever making a pop record. That's not my thing. There's different songs that can lean towards that direction, but if you steer the ship right, you'll get the sonics to where they're in the right market for country. So, no, I don't know. I don't think so. My sonics ain't changing.
Yeah. Okay. Wanda, what do you do when you are not in the studio or on stage? Do you have hobbies?
To be very honest with you, I don't get a lot of time off. Lately, it's been building up, hitting new markets, going across the world. So really, my hobbies are when I'm traveling, trying to find, going to new towns, trying to find sightseeing, trying to find the things that make the town unique, the history of the town. See the kind of be a tourist on top of a touring artist. See the world, experience things, learn history. And if I do get time off, I love to fish. Love to be on the water. So you'll probably catch me on a lake. I'll see dudes or on a boat or fishing somewhere, or possibly hunting. I get to do that every once in a while too.
It's a chance to calm down, to find yourself, and
you have to
relax something.
You have to take time off. It's too easy to get burnt out if you're just constantly grinding and you're not getting to live your life. At that point, you're just working. So, got to take the time.
Your first headliner tour through Germany in 2023 was sold out in no time. The German fans love you and your music. What are your plans for Germany? When should we see you next?
Well, first off, I love Germany. I love the people there. Love your culture. Love the history of the cities. I just, I think it's an incredible country to go see and study. And it's amazing to go out there and play. The people just are so receptive and they make the shows unique. But as far as coming back out, I know in August we're coming over to Europe. We're almost the whole month of August. We're going to be in Europe.
Yeah, you will play in UK and in Amsterdam, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I think the first weekend of August we're off to kind of get ourselves rejuvenated and geared up and ready to go over there.
Yeah.
And then we go over there and we do the last 3 weeks of August. I believe we do Berlin again. I think it's a theater that we're doing in Berlin. There's a lot of dates, man. So I don't even know what all the dates are yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I have to take one day at a time. So, but we're looking forward to coming back out there.
Wonderful, wonderful. We will love it, and the fans too. And in Berlin, it was a Columbia Theater, I guess.
Yes, that's right. I saw that
last year in September. But your show in Munich was cancelled, and you had a show in Stuttgart.
Yeah, so we played in a little country, beautiful country called Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, yeah.
Great people. Yeah, it was a festival out there. Great people, man. We loved it. They took great care of us. And the people were awesome. It was Western as hell. It was cool. But we went out there, we played, and we were within like a radius clause. So we had to move our show from Munich to Stuttgart.
Yeah.
So we finished out our tour in Germany and Stuttgart.
Yeah. So,
but we learned not to take y'all's trains. We learned. That was, I can tell you this, in September, that was the toughest touring I've ever done in my life. And I've done some things, man. Yeah. We toured in a 12-passenger van across the country where I slept on the floorboard. I slept in the back where the luggage goes. I was driving. I mean, I've done some hard touring in my days, but Germany was a whole different level. Trying to get on and off the trains, carry gear, loading it on, loading it off, making sure everybody's on, and then half the trains don't run on time. So you miss your train, and you got to go figure out a whole nother train, and it's all in German. It was a whole mess. It was a lot, but I can tell you it was a blast.
It was an experience, in Germany.
Yeah, so we won't be taking the trains this time. We'll figure something out.
Wonderful. Well, many thanks for hanging with us and for this interview with Country.de. We are honored to talk with you, and we hope to see you soon in Germany.
The pleasure is mine, my friend. Thank you guys for taking the time to talk to me today. Look forward to seeing you out there.
Yeah, you will do. Thank you very much, and all the best to Nashville. And
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Talk to you guys later.